What happens when a desperate alien alliance seeks Earth's heroes, but discovers our most terrifying weapons instead? The crystalline ships appeared without warning. One moment Earth's orbit was empty. The next 7 massive vessels hung against the black, their surfaces catching sunlight in blinding flashes. They didn't attack. They didn't move. They just waited. Colonel Frank Harmon stood in the Pentagon war room, watching the main screen as technicians scrambled around him. Sweat darkened the collar of his uniform. "Play it again," he ordered. The message crackled through speakers in perfect English, though reports confirmed it was broadcasting in every major language simultaneously. "People of Earth, we seek your greatest champions. Our worlds burn. Our children die. Send us those who can fight in our war. We will provide passage through the stars." General Weiss slammed his fist on the table. "It's a trap." "Has to be." "Maybe," Harmon said, studying the alien ship's strange geometry. "But what if it's not?" The UN Security Council meeting was chaos. Representatives shouted over each other as the Russian delegate demanded immediate military response. The Chinese called for caution. Europeans wanted diplomatic contact. Harmon's secure phone buzzed. The text message contained one word, Nemesis. His stomach dropped. He knew what that meant. 20 minutes later, Harmon stood before a retinal scanner 5 levels below the Pentagon. The heavy blast door slid open with a hiss. Inside, Dr. Keller waited, her face tight with stress. "They're activating Project Nemesis," she said. "God help us all." They walked past armed guards into a sterile white corridor. Through observation windows, Harmon saw 5 medical pods. Each contained a human shape connected to tubes and wires. "Death row inmates," Keller explained. "Murderers, terrorists. The worst humanity has to offer. We've been enhancing them for years." "These are not champions," Harmon said. "These are weapons." "Exactly. The President signed the order 10 minutes ago. You're taking them to meet our new alien friends." Harmon stared at the nearest pod. Inside, a muscular man with a shaved head floated in blue liquid. Surgical scars crisscrossed his body. Metal ports gleamed along his spine. "This is Alex Mercer," Keller said. "Killed 14 people in a shopping mall. Now he can tear through steel with his bare hands." "The aliens asked for heroes," Harmon said. "And we're giving them what they need, not what they asked for." Across the globe, panic spread. Religious groups proclaimed the end times. Military forces went on high alert. Civilians stockpiled food and water. 3 days later, Harmon stood on the launch pad beside Earth's first interstellar vessel. The ship had been built in secret, designed to travel through the wormhole the aliens had revealed near Jupiter. 5 cryopods were loaded into the cargo bay. Inside each, a monster slept. "Not heroes, weapons. Your orders are simple," General Weiss told Harmon. "Assess the threat. Deploy the assets if necessary. Remember, Colonel, these aren't people anymore. They're tools." Harmon nodded, but doubt gnawed at him. As he boarded the ship, a technician handed him a small black box with a red button. "Extinction protocol," the tech whispered. "If they get out of control," the ship's engines fired. As Earth fell away below them, Harmon wondered what horrors they were about to unleash on the universe, and if humanity would regret answering the call with its darkest weapons instead of its brightest heroes. The wormhole tore open space like a wound. Harmon gripped his seat as the ship shuddered through the passage. Warning lights flashed red across the control panel. The hull groaned under forces it was never designed to withstand. Then suddenly they were through. "My God," Harmon whispered. They emerged into the middle of a war zone. Massive ships traded fire across the black void. Energy beams cut through space. Explosions bloomed silently in the distance. Debris from destroyed vessels drifted everywhere. The ship's sensors screamed warnings as something fast approached from the port side. "Incoming vessel." The pilot shouted. A sleek, blue-white craft pulled alongside them. It matched their speed perfectly. The comm system crackled. "Earth vessel, follow our escort to safety." "You have arrived during a void attack?" Harmon nodded to the pilot. They had no choice. Their escort led them through the battle, weaving between burning wrecks and weapons fire. They approached a massive ring-shaped station orbiting a blue-green planet. Inside the docking bay, Harmon got his first look at the Luminari. Tall, slender beings with pale skin that seemed to glow from within. They moved with fluid grace. Their eyes were large, with pupils like stars. "We welcome Earth's champions," said one who stepped forward. "I am Commander Ilara. You have come at our darkest hour." Harmon felt sick. These beings expected heroes. Instead, he'd brought killers. "I'm Colonel Frank Harmon. We've brought specialists." Ilara led them through gleaming corridors. The station shook occasionally from distant impacts. Luminari rushed past them, some carrying wounded. "The Void Collective attacks our outer worlds," Ilara explained. "They consume stars for energy. Billions have died." In a large chamber, Harmon watched as technicians removed the cryopods from the ship. The 5 enhanced humans inside were still sedated. "These are your champions?" Ilara asked, studying the scarred, modified bodies through the pod windows. "They're soldiers," Harmon said, avoiding her gaze. "Special forces. This one has metal grafted to his skeleton," a Luminari scientist noted, scanning Alex Mercer's pod. "And neural implants I don't recognize." "They're enhanced," Harmon admitted. "For combat," Ilara's expression changed. "These are not heroes. These are weapons." The same words Harmon had spoken days ago. "We need to wake them," he said. "They require orientation." Hours later, the 5 stood in a training area. Diane Voss, a woman with short black hair and cold eyes, snapped a metal bar in half with her bare hands. Kyle Reese, thin and twitchy, moved faster than the eye could follow. Alex Mercer lifted a weight that would crush a normal human. The Luminari observers stepped back in fear. "What have you done to them?" Ilara whispered to Harmon. Before he could answer, alarms blared. The station rocked violently. "Void forces have breached the outer defenses." Someone shouted. "We need to deploy now," Mercer said, his voice unnaturally deep. "That's what we're here for." Harmon saw the hunger in their eyes. These weren't soldiers. They were predators. "Colonel," Ilara said urgently, "are you certain you can control them?" Harmon's hand moved to the extinction protocol device in his pocket. He wasn't certain at all. "Deploy them," he ordered, praying he wasn't making a terrible mistake. As the 5 moved toward the airlock, Diane Voss stopped. She turned to Harmon, and for a moment, he saw something human flash in her eyes. "I remember what I did," she said quietly. "On Earth, why I was in prison. Do they know what we are?" The void attack came in waves. Black ships with jagged edges cut through Luminari defenses like knives through paper. 3 homeworlds burned. Harmon watched tactical displays from the command center as his 5 weapons were deployed to separate battle zones. "We've lost contact with Sector 7 and 9, a Luminari officer reported, voice shaking. Harmon tapped his comlink. "Mercer, report status." Static crackled then. "Having fun, Colonel." Weapons fire echoed in the background. "These void things bleed blue. Did you know that?" Harmon switched channels. "Reese, check in." Nothing. "Voss, respond." More silence. "I've lost contact with 2 of them," Harmon told Ilara. The extinction protocol device felt heavy in his pocket. The main screen showed Alex Mercer's position. He moved through a void ship like a hurricane. Bodies flew. Walls tore open. The feed was grainy, but Harmon saw Mercer's face. He was smiling. "Your soldier is effective," Ilara said, "but his methods." The screen showed Mercer ripping a void creature in half. Blue blood sprayed across the walls. "He's not a soldier," Harmon admitted. "None of them are. They're killers we modified." Alarms blared. A new alert flashed on screen. "The Void flagship is approaching Luminary Prime," an officer shouted. "Mercer is on intercept course," another added. The screen switched to space. Mercer, in a stolen fighter craft, flew directly at the massive Void vessel. His ship was tiny compared to the black monstrosity. "What is he doing?" Ilara asked. "Something we can't stop," Harmon said. Mercer crashed his fighter into the flagship's hull. For a moment, nothing happened. Then explosions rippled across the Void ship. It broke apart from within, sections tearing away as if pulled by invisible hands. "How?" Ilara whispered. "His body produces nanomachines," Harmon explained. "They eat through metal, flesh, anything. We never tested the full extent." The Void forces retreated, but not before dropping strange devices on the conquered planets. Luminary scientists reported unusual energy readings from these objects. In the aftermath, Harmon found himself in a secure communication room. The Earth link was active. "Project Nemesis performance exceeds expectations," General Weiss said through the static. "Weapons effectiveness confirmed in combat scenarios." "Weapons?" Harmon leaned forward. "You knew about this war before the aliens contacted us." Weiss's face hardened. "We intercepted signals years ago." The Luminary Void conflict presented a perfect testing ground. Testing ground? People are dying. "Not our people, Colonel. Remember your mission." The transmission cut off. Harmon sat in silence, the truth settling like a stone in his stomach. Earth hadn't sent help. They'd sent weapons to be tested in a live-fire exercise. An alarm pulled him from his thoughts. A Luminary guard burst in. "Colonel!" "The female. Voss, she's gone." "Gone where?" "She took a transport to the refugee sector." "She's protecting civilians from—" The guard hesitated. "From what?" "From your other soldier, sir. Reese is attacking the refugees. And his implants are glowing." Harmon grabbed the extinction protocol. As he ran toward the hangar, his comm unit picked up a new signal. Not from his team. Not from Earth. It was from the Void Collective. They were trying to communicate. "We did not start this war," the broken message said. "We flee from something worse. Something that follows us." Harmon's transport raced toward the refugee sector. Through the viewport, he saw the moon orbiting Luminary Prime. Its surface crawled with strange movement, like insects under skin. "Reese is in Dome 3, the pilot reported. "Voss is trying to stop him." The transport landed with a hard jolt. Harmon ran down the ramp, extinction protocol clutched in his hand. The refugee dome was chaos. Luminary civilians fled in all directions. Warning sirens wailed. Emergency lights flashed red. He found Voss standing in a defensive position before a group of Luminary children. Her arms were covered in blue blood. Her eyes were clear, focused. "Reese has gone insane," she said when she saw Harmon. "His implants are malfunctioning. Mine too, but I'm fighting it." "Where is he?" A scream answered his question. Down a corridor, Reese emerged. His skin glowed with unnatural light. The metal ports along his spine pulsed. His eyes were wild. "The voices," Reese growled. "They're telling me to kill everything." "What voices?" Harmon demanded. "Earth, the Pentagon. They're in my head." Voss pushed the children behind her. "They built backdoors into our implants, Colonel. They're controlling us." A Luminary scientist rushed to Harmon's side, holding a scanner. "We detected a quantum signal being transmitted from their neural implants back to Earth. And there's more." The dome shook violently. Through a viewport, Harmon saw Kyle's handiwork. The moon's surface was breaking apart, consumed by a spreading silver stain. "He released the nano-weapon," Voss said. "It's consuming the entire moon. If it reaches the planet," the scientist began. "Everyone dies," Harmon finished. His comm unit buzzed. Ilara's voice came through, tight with fear. "Colonel, our deep space sensors have detected another wormhole opening." More ships from Earth are coming through. Harmon felt cold dread. How many? A fleet. Dozens of vessels. Reese lunged forward suddenly. Voss met him head-on. They crashed together with inhuman strength, breaking through a wall. Harmon followed, finger hovering over the extinction protocol button. "Stop," he shouted. "Both of you." Voss had Reese pinned. "The implants are connected to the nanoweapons," she gasped. "If you activate the extinction protocol, you'll trigger all of them at once." Harmon froze. "How do you know that?" "Because I can feel it. We're weapons, Colonel." Bombs waiting to go off. A new voice spoke from behind them. Harmon turned to see a void being. Its skin was dark as space, with points of light like stars beneath the surface. It stood with luminary guards, who didn't seem afraid of it. "Your Earth knew about us long before we reached out," the void being said. Its voice was deep, resonant. "They studied our conflict from afar. Why are you attacking the luminary?" Harmon demanded. "We harvest dying stars to power our shields," the void explained. "We need their energy to protect against what follows us through the galaxy. The cosmic predators that consume everything." Harmon's comm unit crackled again. General Weiss's voice came through. "Colonel Harmon, this is Earth Command. We've detected your soldiers' malfunctions. Activate the extinction protocol immediately." "Sir, if I do that..." "That's an order, Colonel. The second wave is almost there. They'll clean up whatever's left." Harmon looked at Voss, still restraining the struggling Reese. At the luminary children huddled in fear. At the void being watching him with ancient eyes. "No," Harmon said. "What did you say, Colonel?" "I said no." Harmon crushed the comm unit under his boot. The extinction protocol in his hand began to beep. A countdown appeared on its surface. Earth had activated it remotely. 10 seconds to detonation. 9 seconds. Harmon threw the extinction protocol to the luminary scientist. "Disable it." 8 seconds. The scientist's fingers flew over the device. "I can't stop it." 7 seconds. Voss released Reese and grabbed the device. "The signal needs to be blocked." 6 seconds. "The wormhole station," the void being said. "Its shields can contain the blast." 5 seconds. Harmon nodded. "We need a ship, now." 4 seconds. They ran for the landing pad. Reese stumbled, his implants flashing erratically. Harmon and the void being dragged him along. 3 seconds. The transport lifted off, engines screaming. Voss held the device, her face grim with determination. 2 seconds. "Not going to make it?" the pilot shouted as they raced toward the massive space station that controlled the wormhole. 1 second. Voss looked at Harmon. "Tell them what we really were." She jumped from the ship's open door, extinction protocol clutched to her chest. The explosion lit up space like a new star. The transport rocked violently. Harmon was thrown against a wall. Alarms blared. Emergency lights flashed. She contained most of the blast, the luminary scientist said, checking readings. The other enhanced humans. Their implants deactivated. Through the viewport, Harmon saw Earth's second wave emerging from the wormhole. Dozens of military vessels, bristling with weapons. "They're hailing us," the pilot said. The comm screen showed a stern-faced admiral. "Colonel Harmon, you are relieved of command. Stand down and prepare to be boarded." The void being stepped forward. "Your weapons have failed. Will you now listen?" On the tactical display, Harmon saw luminary and void ships moving into defensive positions around the wormhole station. "United against Earth. We don't negotiate with aliens," the admiral said. "Stand down, or..." The lead Earth ship exploded suddenly. "Not from enemy fire, but from within. Some of your new soldiers made the same choice I did," Harmon said. They saw the truth. Battle erupted around the wormhole. Earth ships fought against both alien forces and their own rebelling vessels. The station took heavy damage. "The wormhole is destabilizing," the scientist warned. Harmon watched as the fabric of space twisted and collapsed. The passage to Earth sealed shut with a final flash of energy. They were cut off, stranded. In the days that followed, Harmon stood with the remaining enhanced humans, those who had chosen to fight against Earth's plans. They gathered with Luminari and Void leaders on the damaged station. "We need to prepare," the Void commander said. "Earth will find another way back, and the cosmic predators still hunt us. Then we'll be ready," Harmon said. "Not as weapons, but as the heroes they should have sent in the first place." A technician rushed in. "We've established contact with Earth. But it's not military command, it's a resistance group." The screen showed a woman in a hidden bunker. "Colonel Harmon? Thank God. The military has taken control after your betrayal. They're building something new. Something worse than the soldiers they sent with you." "What are they building?" Harmon asked. The woman's face showed pure fear. "They're calling it Project Armageddon, and they're coming back to finish what they started." Behind Harmon, the enhanced humans stood tall. No longer weapons, but not quite heroes. Not yet. The real war was just beginning.